Hello, this is Yomo Koreo. The car we're going to see today is the 7X, which is about to be released soon. Depending on the success of the 7X, the car you might get to see the fastest is the 8X. There are no PHEV vehicles in Korea, right? Let's see what the differences are. I'm here at the Dongche Center in China to test drive the 7X and 8X that you all are curious about. I need to get a license to properly test drive, right? I'll get my license and then try the test drive. Hey, I'm here to test drive the 8X vehicle now. I guess that's the car over there. Since it's power operated, it opens like this when you press it. Press it again and it closes. Soon, the 7X will be released in Korea. If the 7X is a mid-size model like the GV70, then the 8X is a large-size hybrid like the GV80. Especially, this vehicle has improved most of the shortcomings of previous PHEV vehicles. First, the battery is 70 kilodolars, which is close to the battery size of a mid-size EV. The driving range is 1,416 kilometers, so at this point, it's a vehicle that secures both the advantages of an electric car and the long driving range of an internal combustion engine. The combined output is a whopping 1,400 horsepower over 1,000 horsepower. It's truly a monster, a beast of a vehicle, especially since, in the past, the downside of conventional PHEV vehicles was slow charging speed. But the 8X uses a 900V high-voltage system, so charging from 20% to 80% takes just 9 minutes. Now, let's get in and try it out. For your information, this vehicle is equipped with air suspension. Wow, it's really quiet. If you come to China for the first time and try out a car, you'll notice that the sensors with LiDAR are very different, both in terms of speed and range. The ability to recognize people and objects all around is outstanding. Right now, since it's raining outside, you can see raindrops falling. Now, we're heading outside. So this is what it feels like. This vehicle is equipped with air suspension, and there's a speed bump here. Let's go over it. I really wanted to try a Geely system vehicle with air suspension, and now the soon-to-be-released 7X will also have this feature. However, the 7X test drive vehicles currently available in the Chinese market did not have air suspension. So I was a bit disappointed, but since the 8X vehicle I'm driving now has air suspension, I can share that feeling with you. Usually, air suspension is known for its smoothness. That's a given. But besides being smooth, it also needs to maintain good balance. And when there are bumps or uneven surfaces underneath like this, you can hear a thumping sound coming from the wheels. It's called impact noise, and if that impact noise is handled well, it really gives you the feeling of a luxury car. We've entered the city area. Okay, now I'll try driving. When I press the brake, wow, the door closes and it has a soft close function that pulls it shut automatically. Okay, alright, let's head out. My first impression is that it's very different from the 7X I drove a little while ago. It's really smooth. It makes me wonder if I'm actually driving such a big vehicle. When I turn on the blinker, it shows up on this screen here. And then here, this camera and this camera, the HD screen. Oh, this screen also shows up on the HUD, the head-up display. Wow, that's an option in the HD settings. It's not really showing well on this screen right now, but the huge screen itself has been copied exactly. So it's being displayed over here. Center display. You can select it in the center. Oh, okay. You can drag it to the position you want. The car feels really heavy. It's a really big vehicle, but it feels light on its feet. Wow, this is really luxurious. I actually drove the 7X first, so if I had driven this car before the 7X, I think it would have felt very different. It's really luxurious. In terms of class, it's a full-size SUV, and if you compare it to the Palisade in terms of size and domestic price, it starts just under 80 million won, but it doesn't feel like that at all. Honestly, even in cars that cost over 100 million won, you rarely get this kind of feeling. It's different, really different. It's comfortable. Since it has air suspension, it really suppresses those small vibrations coming up from the road. Every car's air suspension feels different, but if I had to compare, this one feels soft, kind of like a Maybach or a Range Rover. It basically has a soft, smooth ride. Even though the vehicle is big, there's not much rolling from side to side. Personally, the 009 also had air suspension, but this one feels a bit more firm and responsive compared to that. And there are bumps on the road, but when going over these bumps, you can definitely feel the unique sensation of the air suspension. The best part is that the unpleasant damping noise is really well suppressed. Personally, from the era of internal combustion engines to hybrids and electric cars, I've always wanted smooth acceleration and smooth performance. In this electric car, sometimes it responds a bit aggressively when you press the accelerator. And sometimes, when you let off the accelerator, it can jerk and cause motion sickness. As this car has evolved, those issues have been greatly reduced. But in the case of 8X right now, when you press and release the accelerator like this, they did a great job with this setting. And the process of pressing the brake and switching to regenerative braking. These things are from the Zeekr brand, which doesn't have a very long history. The quality of these things is actually pretty good. The quality of this kind of setup is good now. I think it's okay to put it this way. The reason I'm saying this is because I visited Zeekr 2 years ago. Back then, when I tried all of Zeekr's vehicles, the quality of the setup was honestly a bit lacking. Of course, they've continued to improve since then, but it seems like the direction of that improvement has been toward making things a bit firmer. So even when I compare the 8X vehicle I'm driving now to a car like the 009, there's almost no motion sickness, excessive swaying, or rolling from side to side, or pitching forward. You could say those issues are pretty much non-existent, even though this is such a large vehicle. I think people in Korea would really like this if it came there.
Sport Plus.
This is Equal Sport Plus Individual Adaptive. Okay. Oh, this is the Grand Koleos that was released in Korea first. Here it's called Sikliu Ale, and the sound of this Sikliu Ale is almost the same. They share things like this too. I'll try driving a bit faster. It accelerates smoothly. Haha. Oh, really? Haha. Oh, it doesn't feel like a big car, and it's not just due to its power. The vehicle itself moves with the agility of a small car. In other words, it has good balance. When I hit the brakes, wow, this setup is really nice. Autopilot. Autopilot, play. Autopilot LCP activated. Oh, right now, as the autopilot is running, the HUD screen has changed and it recognized the distance to the car in front and stopped safely. Each time I visit the Chinese market and test these autopilot features, it feels more human-like and completely comfortable. These kinds of features are also available in Korea, but before something works, you have to activate it and hold it, and in that process, there's a delay. But currently, it's called NZP run, and when you compare Zeekr's autopilot system to the domestic systems, in one word, it's just natural. And while it's important that it drives well, stops well, and avoids obstacles well, what's also important is how it handles stop-and-go situations in city traffic. Usually, it either brakes too hard or accelerates too abruptly, which can be uncomfortable. But that's not the case here. It's just smooth and natural. If this comes to Korea, will it be as good? There might be some differences from the domestic version. The main reason is that the Zeekr vehicle here is equipped with this LiDAR. But in Korea, you can't really use LiDAR, so it wouldn't make sense to install it and not use it. I don't think there will be that kind of unnecessary feature. That's why they're removing it before bringing it in. Currently, we're naturally following the car ahead. I'm watching the screen, and it's displaying here as well. The key point I'm checking is how naturally it will move. That's what I'm focusing on. Right now, cars are coming into the lane from both sides, and the car next to us has turned on its blinker. Now, this is... When the sensor's capability drops, it can get jerky, right? The autopilot is still operating. So, when the blue light comes on both the screen and the HUD, it seems like this NGP autopilot keeps working. Now, this is a place that goes down like the Harrier undersea tunnel. Wow, the car is really comfortable. Personally, I don't really like big vehicles, so for me, I usually think anything around 4.8 meters is enough. But this car is about 5.1 meters long. But when the handling is this good, it doesn't feel like I'm driving a big vehicle. The interior is so spacious that I do think, wow, this is really a big car. But the actual driving experience feels about the same as a Santa Fe. Large vehicles usually bounce and feel jerky, but I don't notice that here. The rear is smoother than I expected. It feels nicely buttoned down. I expected the second row to bounce a lot, but that's not the case. With this level of ride comfort, I don't think there's any need to choose a higher-end vehicle. At the very least, if you're thinking about buying an ADEX vehicle, you should definitely take a test drive, but I don't think there will be much disagreement about the ride comfort. Wow, if you really want to get a luxurious feeling, this is the vehicle to start with from Zeekr. It's a completely congested road. Now that it's getting off work time in downtown China, there are really a lot more cars. Is there any burden moving this big vehicle around? No, there isn't. This vehicle has massage functions in the first row, second row, and even the second row seats in the back, but the feeling itself is a bit different. Until now, in vehicles with massage functions, the massage was more of a formality, but in this one, it's good enough to be compared to Body Friend. There is a slight difference in the intensity of the massage, but it's not just provided for the back. The seat cushion area also has it. It's tapping on my back, and for the thigh area, wow, that's amazing. It's really a real massage. Oh, we're almost there. 153 meters left, so I should go in now. The seat stereo size feels a bit big, but driving is this comfortable? Especially this car has 1,400 horsepower, so it really feels like an absolute monster. Wow. But it's really smooth. It's like a PHEV vehicle. But even with just the PHEV battery, according to China's CAT standard, it can drive 400 kilometers on its own. It's truly a super DMI. It's DMI. It really feels like an electric car. And the difference between a PHEV and a hybrid is that with just electricity, you can drive over 300 kilometers, I think, even with domestic certification. That much should be possible. But as far as I know, among mass-produced cars, this one can go the farthest distance. So the driving range of the PHEV is as much as 1,400 kilometers. And even when it comes to Korea, I think it will easily exceed 1,000 kilometers. And this is for an extra large vehicle. And when going downhill in situations like this, there's almost no lurching sensation or anything like that. The reason I was hesitant to buy an early electric vehicle was, well, things like the risk of fire unique to EVs made me uneasy. But honestly, I really dislike that jerky feeling. But considering how complete this setup feels, it's actually surprising for a brand like Chico with such a short history. The level of refinement in the setup is quite impressive. You want automatic parking? Auto parking? Okay, wait, okay. Oh, you made a selection. Is it inside? Is it outside? Is it outside? I guess it's going out now. Let's come outside and take a look at this. Usually, in domestic cars, the autopilot function works when you're inside the car, but in China, it seems to work automatically. I guess that's how it works. The reason the teal light comes on is so that people outside know the autopilot function is working. The teal light turns on like this. It just goes in at once. For cars like this, Gonriak. Ha ha ha, wow. It operates quickly at a speed that doesn't feel frustrating. This is interesting. The 8X I test drove this time has already been released in the Chinese market, and it was recently launched in the global market. Therefore, in Korea, the release of the 8X after the 7X is highly likely. The starting price of the 8X is about 78 million won, which is roughly the price of a mid-size PHEV. Personally, I was even more surprised. Then I'll see you next time with an even better video. Thank you. If this was helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to get accurate new car information quickly. Thank you.